ass is still flat because your hip thrusts look like this. But luckily for you, that can be fixed. One thing that we do not want is your back arched, because you're putting all the weight on your back and not on your glutes. So if you do feel that you cannot get your back straight and not over arched, just lower the weight. When you're doing this movement, make sure that you're locking your abs, and I want you to imagine your spine as a whole block. So imagine that you don't have any vertebrae.
Locking in your abs, vertebrae, hip hinge, terms like that actually make your clients lose interest and feel lost. As a personal trainer for more than 13 years and also known as a booty doctor, Sweat with Van, you are absolutely correct. But based on my experiences and longevity of my career, I usually like to use my vocabulary a little bit more differently, just so that people can understand, period. And people around my client can understand, period. And they're like, wow, this man speaks my language. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, what I like to say is to make sure that the bar is resting on your hips. Make sure that your hips to your neck is in a straight line going up and down. When you go up, you want to be in a tabletop position. When you go down, you also want to be in a straight line. That being said, when I mention something called abdominal bracing, you don't want to scare a client like that. So what I usually like to say is poke your stomach, take your stomach out, and make sure your fingers getting pushed out of your stomach. That's called abdominal bracing. Do that while you're doing this motion. That will save your back. Going in a tabletop position will actually essentially maximize your gains for your booty and the hip thrust and watch that booty grow. So Van, that's a good video.